A world that rewards smiles and punishes silence. There exists a rare kind of strength, the kind you never see coming, the kind that doesn't shout, it endures. This is for the ones who never speak of their pain because they're too busy surviving it. You pass them every day. In boardrooms, classrooms, homes. They make it look effortless, composed, courageous, reliable, but beneath that calm exterior is a storm you'll never be invited to witness. They're the ones people lean on, the dependable, the resilient, the strong one. But no one ever stops to ask, who do they lean on? You see, the strongest people are not the loudest. They don't announce their struggles, they don't advertise their scars, because for them, pain has become a private ritual, a quiet endurance, a sacred battle waged behind closed doors. Why don't they talk about it? Because somewhere along the way, they were taught that pain makes you weak, that emotions are burdens, that strength is defined by silence. So they learned to hide their breakdowns behind bathroom doors, to cry only during the midnight hours, to smile when their world was burning. Not because they wanted to, but because they had to. People count on them. People expect consistency, stability, control. And so they armor up, not with shields, but with silence. Every "I'm fine" they speak is a shield forged in past betrayals. Every "don't worry about me" is a code that means I've stopped expecting anyone to. They've been disappointed. They've opened up and been misunderstood. They've reached out and been left hanging. So now they keep it all in, and yet they give relentlessly. They show up for work, for friends, for family. They help others process their pain while theirs remains buried deep, because that's what strong people do, right? But here's the truth. Strength is not suppression. Strength is not pretending you're unaffected. Strength is not smiling while you're bleeding. Real strength is carrying the weight of pain without letting it define you. It's choosing grace over bitterness. It's showing compassion when you've known cruelty. It's choosing love when the world has given you every reason to shut down. The strongest people don't talk about their pain because the world rarely listens. Or worse, judges. It's easier to say I'm okay than to risk hearing it's not that big of a deal. So they internalize. They adapt. They persevere. But here's what you must understand. Just because someone doesn't speak their pain doesn't mean they aren't fighting a war. Some of the loudest battles are fought in silence. They battle anxiety behind confident speeches. They hide heartbreak behind productivity. They carry grief behind acts of service because they've made a silent vow. If I break, others will too. So I won't. But they're not invincible. They're just incredibly good at hiding the cracks. Even warriors need rest. Even leaders need safe spaces. Even the strongest need someone to say, you don't have to carry this alone. But society rarely grants that permission, so they continue to walk the tightrope, smiling on the outside, crumbling inside. Understand this. The ones who seem too strong to struggle are often the ones who need love the most. Not because they're weak, but because they've been strong for far too long. Pain isn't weakness. It's proof you cared, proof you loved, proof you lived. And choosing to carry it in silence doesn't make you heroic. It makes you human. But if you're listening to this and you are one of those people, those quiet fighters, those behind-the-scenes heroes, know this. You are not alone. You don't need to shout your story for it to matter. You don't need applause for your endurance to be valid. You don't need to explain your pain for it to be real. Your existence, your perseverance, is the testimony. You are the reason someone else is still going. You are the reason the world hasn't completely fallen apart. Because every day you choose not to let your pain poison you, but to let it polish you. And that's what separates the truly strong. They don't let pain turn them cold. They let it turn them wise. They don't use it as an excuse to hurt others. They use it as fuel to uplift. So maybe you'll never tell the world what you've been through. Maybe no one will ever know the full extent of your suffering. But that's okay, because sometimes the quietest stories have the loudest strength.